So, hi, I'm Neil. Thanks for looking at my channel. Just bought myself this. It is the new Strandberg Boden Original 6. I was swithering for a long while as to whether to get one or not. I've got a Les Paul, I've got a Fender Telecaster, I've got a Sur Classic, and obviously quite keen on the traditional sort of style guitars that you get. I like fairly traditional neck shapes, pickup arrangements, things like that. But I saw this and was just, I don't know. Some people think it's really, really ugly. I can see why. I didn't. It's got that Marmite appeal, as we say in Britain. You either love it or you hate it. I love it. I really love it. So, what are the things that drew me to it? Because I suspect if you're watching this, you're probably having the same thoughts as I am, or as I was. Like, would I spend the money? Would I spunk the cash on it? And that's a decision only you can make, obviously. But I thought there's very little on YouTube. People, actual owners of the guitars, are saying what they think of it. So I thought I'd just give you a quick 5 minutes, probably slightly longer than that actually, to discuss why I like it and the things I don't like about it. First, let's start with the things I don't like, or the things that I think are going to take me a long time to get used to. This neck shape, this elliptical neck carve. You can probably just see the way that it starts. It's like a triangle with the top cut off. Let's see what you can see there. But basically that flat piece moves all the way up the neck, so it starts sort of in the middle and ends up down here. So as you're fretting the guitar up here with your thumb resting, it sort of, as you get to the higher frets, it rests more naturally there, supposedly. But I'm more used to playing guitars where you don't have that much access to the high frets, like Les Pauls or Strat type guitars, or even Telecasters. So I don't spend much of my time up here. Really, I tried to, as you saw on that little intro, and it all went kind of horribly wrong sometimes because I've got fat, little chubby fingers which find it difficult to find those really high frets, so I sort of live mid-register. But this neck carve, going back to it, I can see why people would love it if you were, shreddy. As a more traditional player who plays kind of chords and mid-neck lead stuff, 12th, 15th, 17th fret kind of stuff, it takes a little bit of getting used to. I won't lie, it feels strange, it feels odd. But that doesn't mean it's unpleasant. It's not. It's just unusual to feel not sharp edges, because they're not sharp, but to feel flat bits of wood in your hand on a neck. Anyway, that's that out of the way. What else don't I like about it? That's it. What do I like about it? Well, it's so light. It's really well balanced. It just sits sort of balanced here perfectly. I don't know what the weight of this one is because I haven't weighed it, but the website says they're around £5. It feels lighter than that to me. It's just so light. It's got a nice little carve there for your fat belly, if you have one like me. It's got a very slight curve here for your arm. It's very comfortable. And then of course you've got these shapes here which allow for either sitting in a kind of Spanish guitar style, or normal, how you would sit with your other guitars, your normal guitars. Normal. Like this isn't normal. Going back to things I don't like, the tuners. I've yet to change strings. I've yet to look up how to actually do that, so we'll have to see soon. I'm sure I'll find something on the net, but they're actually a little bit hard to tune if you've got tiny hands like mine, and I'm not particularly strong in the fingers. It's going to take a bit of getting used to. It doesn't mean it's a negative. It might be a positive to some people having the tuners down here, especially if you're used to Floyd Rose and other type systems where the tuners are here. But they're a little bit hard to tune. But once they're tuned, my God, this thing stays in tune. It really stays in tune. The neck's got 2 bits of graphite in it, apparently, to help tune stability. I believe it. It's a pretty standard H configuration. They're 2 Sur humbuckers. I've got a Sur SSV in the bridge of my Sur Classic Custom, which is the neck pickup on this one is the more vintage voiced one, and the bridge pickup is the H Plus, which is their sort of hot or hotter pickup. I'd compare it more to something like a Sur Aldrich if you ever used one of those. Slightly higher output, but you can still get great classic rock tones with it. I'm using a Bogner Lagrange pedal on its high distortion into a Victory Sheriff 44 set really clean. I probably should have shown you those at the beginning. So here's some tones. Let's take all of the delays and reverbs off. Little finger's not working today. Now I'll put the Lagrange on its lowest gain setting, or its lowest of the 3 gain voices, with the gain set in the middle. Everything's set at 12 o'clock on my amp and everything's set at 12 o'clock on the pedal as well. So that's, you sort of... classic rock tones, and it cleans up really nicely as well. Sorry, you're hearing my pick as well. It's like a 3mm pick, so it's quite hard on the strings. You're hearing that. I don't have fancy mics or any of that business, just my iPhone. So sorry about that. But going back to giving you my opinions on it, the kind of music I play is blues rock, pub covery type stuff to kind of hard rock, 80s hard rock kind of stuff. Do I think that this could play it? Absolutely, no problem at all. The pickups, well, they're designed for that kind of thing, in my opinion. Is it the look you would want when playing that sort of music? Perhaps not. Perhaps it fits more with a kind of progressive metal or well. But I don't know. I'm a big guy. I'm a big, fat, middle-aged man, and standing up with one of these strapped onto my enormous frame, I'm not sure if I've got the balls to do it, if I'm honest. That said, it would save a shitload of space on tiny stages in pubs. An absolute, I'm forever getting my headstock. I'm on stage right, so left as the audience looks at it. I'm a 2-guitar band, and I'm forever either hitting the bass player who's hiding behind the singer, or hitting the singer with my headstock. You're talking another kind of 6 or 7 inches on top of that. Normally, it's quite a space saver, and your back is going to thank you for rocking one of these at a gig, certainly, because there's just no weight to it. It's just whether, unlike me, you have the balls to actually go out and play with it. I'm not so sure I have. But I will keep you advised and let you know if I did. I mean, I absolutely can't fault the finish on this. It's a swamp ash body. You can maybe see the grain there of the swamp ash body with a maple cap, which I would say was about 3 or 4 mil. And it's a lovely flame. It was a choice between this and the natural, but I went for the red in the end. I just really liked when I actually saw it in the flesh, as it were, in the shop. And I got this from Guitar in Edinburgh. Really helpful guys. Just as helpful in Glasgow, but I happened to be in Edinburgh at the time. I live 4 hours away from both of them, so it's always a big long trip for me to go and try a guitar out. Well worth it, this one. Beautiful. It's my dogs. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. It's not like I've got anything else to do. Call me a fat wanker, by all means. I often enjoy that. And yeah, thanks very much for watching.